What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Conman Fitness channel. Today we're going to be talking specifically about calories. So how many calories you need to bulk up, maintain, or lose weight in the gym, or whether you go to the gym or not, this is going to work for you. So if you want to go to the gym and lift weights, if you want to go outside and just go for a walk every day, whatever your activity factor is and whatever you do in your life, this is going to help you figure out exactly how many calories you need to meet your goals. So whether it be lose weight, gain weight, maintain your weight, this is going to be a great formula for you. Now at the end of this video, also know I'm going to show you guys a way to do this where it calculates your macros and your calories in like 10 seconds. It's really easy. It's a quick formula online. But what I want to do in this video is actually break down the process so you guys understand the mechanics of the whole thing. So your BMR, your activity factor, your goals, and we'll kind of explain each one of those and give you guys a bigger perspective of what's actually happening when you go on websites and they say eat this amount of calories. This is going to be a great process for you. I've done it myself. You can see how I look now. I'm going to do another video about my transformation. I used to weigh 40 pounds more than I do now, and this is really the way to do it. Just figuring out how many calories you need to get and also figuring out the macros that you need to be eating as well to stay healthy and stay lean along the process of whatever your goals are. So as you guys can see behind me, this is from the macronutrient video. There's going to be a playlist in the description which explains what macronutrients are and also how to actually figure out what macros you need. So how many carbs, how many proteins, and how many fats you need per day to gain weight, lose muscle. Don't want to lose muscle, but to gain weight, lose weight, or maintain your weight. And that'll be in a separate video. So check out the playlist and the links in the description for that. But today, like I said, we're going to be specifically talking about how many calories you need per day to meet your goals. So let's go ahead and first dive in with what is your BMR, because this is step number one, as you can see up here. Your BMR is the first thing we need to find. So let's go ahead and talk about that and actually figure out what your BMR is. All right, so simply put, your BMR is your basal metabolic rate. And your basal metabolic rate is your calories that your body uses and burns if you were to sit in a room all day and absolutely do nothing. So tied to a tree, not moving at all, laying in bed, watching TV, not moving, not getting up, not chewing food, nothing at all. This is how many calories your body would need to just survive in that situation. Now that's not going to be how many you need if you don't go to the gym. If you don't go to the gym, it's actually more than your BMR. If you don't work out, if you don't do cardio, if you just get in the car, drive to work, sit in your cubicle, work, come home in your car, and go to bed, it's still more than your BMR. So your BMR is just your basal metabolic rate, what you need to keep your body alive if you sat still all day. So check out the link in the description. There's going to be a website, and I'll go ahead and grab my laptop and pull it up for you guys to see. The website, it's a BMR calculator. Very easy. All you need to do is know your weight, your height, and your age in inches and feet. So just go ahead and if you're on a metric system, just convert that over to feet and inches and pounds and all that kind of stuff. So I've already entered my stuff, which is 5'9", 155 pounds, 18 years old, and male. And then when you hit calculate BMR, you're going to get a number, which you guys can't really see mine. It's really small, but it is there. It says 1,785.5. So let's go ahead and write that down and move on to the next step. All right, so I just wrote down my BMR, and it's 1,785.5. So I just rounded down. You can either go up or down, up to you. It does not really matter for this. We're talking about a really small amount of calories, just half of one. So first step, like I said, find your BMR, so we can go ahead and cross that off. Found the BMR. Now we need to figure out our activity factor, because like I said, we talked about BMR. You now understand what it is. This is how many calories I need to stay alive if I just sat still all day. So yours is going to be something similar, between 2,000 and maybe 1,400, depending on if you're female, male, your height. If you're taller, it's going to be a little more calories. If you're shorter, it's going to be a little less. Your age is a factor as well. So just go ahead and check out the website, enter your own information, and then move on to step 2, which is your activity factor, which you guys can see written out right here. And there's basically 5 activity factors, so it's a pretty good range. So maybe play with it a little bit. If you're losing weight too slowly, if you're losing weight too quickly, maybe up your calories, down your calories, whatever you need to do. But this is a really good basic guide. And like I said, I've done this for a few months now, and I've really done well with these activity factors. So take my word for it. You guys will see my progress, my transformation video. It's been a lot of transformation, and this is exactly what I did too. So it's really good. It's a commonly used practice as well. So let's go ahead and break each one of these down. So sedentary is going to be, I guess a good way also I want to explain this too. Go ahead and as I explain them, pick one that's you. So if you're sedentary and you think that's you, then memorize that, right? So make sure you realize you're sedentary. If I talk about moderate and you think you're moderate, just realize that's you and then pay attention to these numbers at the end, which we'll explain in a moment here. So let's go ahead and dive in. It'll make sense when we get there. But basically sedentary is going to be the person that never works out. So if this is you, maybe you go to work every day, you don't really work out, you're not interested in running outside or walking your dog or anything like that. You go to work and that's it, then this is you. So you're sedentary, you never work out. Step number 2 is going to be the lightly active person. So this is someone that works out 1 to 3 times per week. Maybe they're not really serious in the gym. They just want to kind of go in there, be social, throw around some weights. Maybe you just walk your dog, every day, every other day, once a week, twice a week. This is going to be that person that's starting to get into fitness, maybe does some physical stuff, but really doesn't do a lot of stuff other than just going to work and being more casual about fitness. So that may be you as well if you are lightly active. Moderate is what I did for a long time as far as my activity factor. That was back when I was working out 5 times per day. So do realize moderate is a little more active. This is going to be the person that works out 3 to 5 times per week. And I think I said per day, but I meant per week. I was working out 5 times per week when I was using moderate. But that's someone that's more serious about working out. Maybe you've got a program you're on. Maybe you're going to see a trainer or something like that. Moderate is going to be 3 to 5 times per week. And like I said, just a little more active. The fourth one is active. This is what I currently use. This is someone that works out 6 to 7 times per week, very serious in the gym, running a lot, doing cardio, lifting heavy weights, and just being really physical. And this is the biggest I've ever gone for activity factor. The next one is very active. Now, this is someone that works out 7+ times per week. Maybe they're doing 2-a-days, lifting in the morning, running at night. Someone that's very, very active, doing a lot of workouts. And do know it's a lot of calories because you're going to be multiplying your BMR basically by 2. So if you think you're burning, basically for me, that'd be 1,500 calories because it's times 1.9. So I'm not burning 1,500 calories in addition to my BMR per day. That would make me in a very big caloric surplus. I'd have a lot of extra calories. So hopefully that breaks it down for you. You can see 3 to 5, 6 to 7, 7+. I went through them all, so hopefully you found one for you. For me, I'm going to say I'm an active person, so we'll go ahead and circle active. And you can see the number at the end is 1.725. So just to make sure you guys can see them really well, I'll have it in the description as well. But sedentary is 1.2. Lightly active is 1.375. Moderate is 1.55. Active is 1.725. And very active is 1.9. And if you think you're somewhere in between, maybe you think you're moderate and active, kind of in between there, maybe you just do 1.6. It's very flexible and it's very customizable to use. So wherever you think you fit in here, just realize somewhere between 1.2 and 1.9 should be you on this scale. So now that we have our activity factor, we can go ahead and put that here as well. Whoops. All right, activity factor. And I said, like I said, I'm an active person. I think I work out 6 to 7 times per week. I'm very physical. I do a lot of outside stuff. So I'm going to put 1.725. So all you need now that you have your BMR and your activity factor is just to multiply them together. So 1785 times 1.725. I'll go ahead and pull up my calculator right here. So 1785 times 1.725. So for me, what I get out of this is 3,079.125 calories. So now that we have my calories, I'll go ahead and pop down here, and I'll actually go ahead and round. But now we have my calories at 3,079 calories, and that's how much I need to actually go ahead and maintain my weight. So at what I'm doing currently, this would keep me maintaining my weight. Now where this comes in handy and where you need to know more about this is actually losing or gaining weight. So let's go ahead and clear up the board a little bit and actually bring this full screen for you guys so you can see more about that 3,000 calories, and let's figure out a caloric deficit or a surplus and how you figure out which one is best for you. Alright, so I've gone ahead and wrote down 3,078 calories on the board. Now this is going to be your maintaining weight, like I've mentioned a couple times now. And let's go ahead and branch this off into 2 directions. So in this direction, we have losing weight. In this direction, we have gaining weight. So if you're looking to bulk up a little in the gym, get a little bigger, maybe you're a little too lean, and you want to see what you look like with some size, that'll be you. If you're looking to get a little leaner, lose some of that gut that you may have, this is going to be you over here. So what you need to do to actually figure out this is very simple, and it's just kind of a customized thing. So for me, what I do and what a lot of people do when they're starting out, just start with -500, right? Start with subtracting 500 calories per day. For me, this is a lot, or this is very easy to do because that just makes it 2,578 calories per day, which is still a lot of calories. That's a lot of calories to eat either way. And for me, right, this is a little higher than what I typically do if I'm trying to lose weight just based on what I do. So simply put, just put -500 and see where you're at. Now, it's a lot harder if you're not working out, right? If you were a sedentary person and you can only eat 2,000 calories per day, it may be hard for you to actually do -500, right? Because then that's only 1,500 calories in a day. kind of sloppily written, but you can see how that would be a little more difficult to do 1,500. So if you're at 2,000 calories, kind of play around with it, right? Maybe 1,750 is easier for you. Or maybe you just need to be more physical, more active, and get that calorie count up to in the 3,000s like we have here, and then you can eat a little bit more and feel good. But just make sure if you're trying to work out and you're feeling like you don't have a lot of energy, that you maybe up your calories a little bit and see where the progress takes, because it does take some time to make progress in the gym, to lose weight and things like that. It is a very complex system. These numbers are great and they work really well, but it's not going to be perfect for everyone. So play around with it and see what works for you. For me, I like subtracting 500 to 300 calories. Some people 250 is good. Some people bulk with more or less. As far as bulking goes, I like to just do like a very, very clean bulk of 200 calories or so. Let's say plus 200. And that would give me 3,278. And that's a very slow, clean bulk, not going to put on a lot of excess fat, and it's going to work really well, I think, in my advantage. So those are the two ways I like to do it. Like I said, for me, it's a lot easier because I have 3,000 calories to work with. If you have maybe 2,000, like I said, maybe just subtract 250 calories or 300 calories, whatever works for you. But 500 is a really good starting place for me, and also when I'm bulking, 200 is a really good place for me from what I've seen. I'm more of a cutting person, that's what I've done a lot of, so I kind of have that experience a lot with 500 calories being a good number for me. But like I said, I've done less and more. The least amount of calories I've been eating per day is 1,900, the most is 3,200. So there's a very big gap in what I've tried, and just kind of play around with it for you, and you'll find a really good place for you and what works. So that's really it for this calorie video and figuring out how many calories you need per day. In the next video, we're going to explain the macronutrient parts, so your protein, carbs, and fat. So, like I said, if I'm trying to lose weight and I'm doing this much per day, how much of that 2,578 calories is protein, how much is carbs, and how much is fat is what we're going to talk about in the next video. So stay tuned for that, of course. And also in the video after that, like I said, this is a 4-part series. We'll talk about how you can actually go ahead and track these macros on FitnessPal, because that is a really great program for tracking macros. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and a favorite. And of course, in the comment section below, leave some comments. If you have any questions, of course, you can leave them down there as well. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more of the Conman Fitness channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, peace, and here is the outro.